So as you can guess from the face mask, we're in the middle of the pandemic right now. Currently headed towards Iduna's rehearsal space, but I'm also in the really enviable position of having to move apartments during this pandemic. Now you might be thinking, what does that have to do with going to Iduna's rehearsal space? Well, I'll tell you when I get there.
Don't really give a damn about you. So what do you say? I could call us a cab and we could be on the way we could.
Alright, so we made it to Iduna's rehearsal space. Now, before I get to talking about the fact that I have to move soon, I want to spend a bit of time talking about the fact that I'm a drummer. And in particular, I want to explore the sort of logistical challenges that are fairly unique to drummers who have to live in cities. So I do currently live in Toronto, but I'm originally from a much smaller city called North Bay, which is in Northern Ontario. When I lived up there, I was living with my parents, and being a drummer over there was pretty easy, to be honest, at least logistically, in the sense that I could go and set up my drums in my parents' basement. I could practice there pretty well anytime that I wanted. So now, contrast that to coming to live into a city where, unless you have loads and loads of money, you're probably not going to be able to afford to rent or buy out a whole house to have that same sort of space that I did back up in North Bay. Especially when you're a musician just really starting off their career in one of the most expensive urban areas in all of Canada. When it comes to city-dwelling drummers, there are two things in particular that make things quite a bit trickier. One is the fact that drums just take up a lot more room than a guitar or a bass or anything like that. This is the amount of space drums take up. This is the amount of space a couple basses take up. And two is the fact that they're really loud. So this means then that drummers who live in small apartments, small condos, small whatever, they have to get pretty creative to find ways to be able to practice their instrument, rehearse with their bands, just to, get better at playing their instrument in general. Now, I was quite lucky when I moved down to Toronto almost 2 years ago, the first time. I was moving into a 2-bedroom apartment with one of my bandmates from Kings of Our Kin. And because they were also a musician, they were pretty lenient in letting me try some things to be able to practice. So what I ended up doing to be able to still practice is I set up a sort of practice kit in our living room. Basically, this was a kit that I just dampened the hell out of. What I did is I put a bunch of mesh heads on all the drums of this kit. And even on top of that, I put a towel just for an extra layer of dampening. After that, I also got those I'm not sure what they're called, the low volume cymbals from Zildjian, the ones with all the holes in them that make almost no noise. So I bought some of those and I put cymbal dampeners on those as well. So I had a kit that made almost no noise apart from little tapping, almost like that I could practice on. So we were in a good position to be making a tiny bit of noise without really disturbing anyone. That situation was really great while it lasted. But because of general life events, I've had to find another place to live. And I'm going to be moving from this apartment to a room in a shared house with a bunch of other people. And I can't really bring my drums there. I'm going to be bringing it into Iduna's rehearsal space. And so I'm here quite a bit in advance to basically sort of prep the place to bring my drums in. Basically just going to do some cleanup and make some space for my drums to come in. But now you might be thinking, well, Gab, you're Iduna's drummer. Isn't it already your kit that's in the rehearsal room? Well, not quite. It's not, actually. One of the friends of the band had a drum set that he wasn't using, and so he offered to lend it to the band pretty much indefinitely. And that's actually the drum set that's here right now. I'll show it to you. I'm here today, well in advance of my moving date, to pack up that drum set and to make room for mine. I do want to say that I feel quite fortunate and quite privileged to be able to rent out this rehearsal space with Iduna. And because of that, to be able to bring my drum set in here and set it up and have a place to rehearse. Gonna start tearing down the drum set now. I do have to say it feels kind of weird to be putting away a drum set that's being lent to us as a favor. I did get the okay, so like it's all good, but it does feel a little strange to be doing that. Gonna start by tearing down the cymbals, I think, and then I'll get to taking down the shells.
I had a dream where I met a man under a tree.
No casualties.
And in this dream, a man said, follow me. Down to the street.
Alright, so I finished packing the shells away. That's where they are now. In the same spot, but taking up a lot less room than they were, so there's plenty of room now for me to bring in my own stuff. So I think that's all I'm going to film for today, but I'll be back very shortly on the day that I do actually move my drums in here to show you how we go about doing that, especially when I don't own a car. So we'll be back super soon. Alright, so it is drum gear moving day. We just got the van over to the condo and now we get to move all our stuff over there. Here's the drum riser we have to bring, it's a tennis ball riser. And then my drums. And a bunch of other miscellaneous gear. So much gear. Pro tip, don't vlog while moving drum gear into an elevator.
Nice dress.
I'll grab the hardware.
Make it work. Is that it?
I think so. I think that's it. Let's get going. Time to unload this shit. Alright, let's just get stuff in there for now and then I guess we can organize it. Sometimes I wish I had picked a different instrument. Drums is a lot of fun, but... Where'd you put them?
Just up against the back there.
Oh, I see.
Sorry. And then maybe.
Alrighty, so we just finished loading this van with all of my drum gear that we're taking to the rehearsal space. So we're gonna map out our directions and head out. Looking forward to just having this thing done and over with, getting all the stuff out of my apartment. It'll be one less stressor out and over with. Yeah, I think we're set to go.
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
Hey everyone, Isaac here. Okay, so I'm taking over Gab's vlog for a little bit.
Thanks,
just
Isaac.
because he's driving.
Oh, I might need to back a little.
I think you'll be good. I would just do it. Way to go, Gab.
Awesome. This is my first time driving in Toronto.
First time driving in Toronto.
It's a fucking U-Haul.
It's a fucking U-Haul.
Did you see that video of those kids like skateboarding down the Gardner?
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
That was awesome.
And I imagine it's very hilly on the Gardner, so I imagine that would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah. You dent, you pay. I think so. Kind of hard to open this door one-handed. That one's not very strong. Yep, that'll do it. Okay, so just got to Iduna's rehearsal space. We just parked the van with all our stuff. It's really bright outside and it's not in there, but we're gonna start bringing our stuff over. Or my stuff, rather. Very happy to be finally doing this. think I might move those stands.
Okay. Get some cool B-roll.
What could this possibly mean?
Oh, hello. Almost done getting everything out of here.
Open sea next to Okanagan Sea. He then asked me, tell me, what do you see? What could this mean? What could this possibly
Alright, so we just tackled what's probably the hardest part of moving all my stuff. We put the tennis riser in this room, and we've got it just against the wall here, taking up almost no room. Bitch to move, but yeah. Next, we have all the stuff to organize. That probably won't be too bad, but it's taking up a lot of room as it is. But we're gonna try and clear up a bit of room anyways, because in case someone does want to come practice or record or something. But yeah, let's get on it. Okay, so what I'm thinking is the drums that aren't mine, let's maybe pile them up as much as we can in this corner.
Okay. Did we shut the back doors of the van?
Oh fuck, good idea. Do you want to take care of that?
Yeah.
Thanks. There's almost enough room for these to just... Yeah, perfect. And I'm really excited to set this kit up in here. I don't get to play the Ludwig out very much, or I haven't, because it's usually been sitting in my apartment.
Yeah.
All right, so we just kind of finished putting all the gear away. We've organized it nicely. You can kind of see behind me, we've got two nice piles. There's one pile with my drum set, one pile with the drum set that was already in here. I'm really happy that this is all done and over with now, because that's one less stressor out of the way. And at this point, it's just like, now that it's kind of done and over with, I think we're gonna go return the U-Haul, and then we're gonna go grab a bite to eat or order food, because you know you can't really go into restaurants yet.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
So, I am also hungry. Invest in a car share or something.
I think that would be a wise decision.
Because prove to myself that I can drive in Toronto, at least when it's not busy. But if I can drive this thing, I can drive a car.
I just walk past the camera.
We got to go fill up a little bit of gas into the U-Haul before we can return it, which is fine. We'll get that done and then we'll be done. I'm pretty drived out. But we're gonna get some gas. We need to go north.
Oh, sorry, you said left. My bad.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's okay.
It's on. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give that guy a bit of space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get some gas.
So I do most of the driving for the band because I have an SUV and it just makes it a little bit easier to carry gear around. So it's really funny to watch Gab try to do the gas. He's trying his best. It's a process. It's difficult. He'll get it eventually.
I'll return the U-Haul now. We put the gas in. We're walking back home. Slowly but surely. I am really, really happy with how things went today. It went so smoothly. I don't think I could have asked for it to go any better. And really, I'm just happy that I took the time to plan things out. I also feel much more comfortable about driving in Toronto now. You know, as someone who grew up in a relatively small and relatively remote city in Northern Ontario, it's really easy to get trapped in that mentality of, oh, big cities are really busy all the time and it's like impossible to drive. But it just goes to show that it's purely psychological. The fact that we had to do this during a pandemic is a little weird. In some ways it was perfect because it made driving for me really, really easy. But at the same time, there is like an inherent danger in just going outside around people right now. And I really wouldn't be moving my drums around if it wasn't absolutely necessary. So, you know, at the end of the day, you do what you have to do. So finally, I hope that this vlog has kind of demonstrated some of the challenges that can present themselves to city-dwelling drummers. For people who don't play music, these are the kinds of things you may not even think about that we have to deal with in our life, right? I really hope you liked watching this episode. If you did, please take a moment to like and subscribe. If you've had to go through anything similar to this, and you've had a similar moving experience, or like you also play a really loud and cumbersome instrument, please let me know in the comments. I'd really like to know what your stories are. With all that said, my name's Gab Lavoie. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.